Hello and welcome to Vikram Online Base. In this video, I essentially want to raise the issue of advertising rates on YouTube, which I personally feel are still very low, because of after all the effort and time and persistence which you put in on creating so many different videos, what you get out of it, I personally feel is still very less. And this is particularly true when I compare with, say, other traditional media like the television or newspapers or magazines, which are still able to command such reasonably high advertising rates. See, I come from India, and here what I see, the advertising rates, I think they're pretty high. And when I compare with a platform like YouTube, which is so much more engaging, I, in many ways, fail to understand that why are the advertising rates so low on YouTube. And because what I understand, that there is a reasonable sum of the total fee which has been paid by the advertiser, which goes to the publisher. And from a publisher's point of view, when I look at what comes to me, I feel that it is extremely low. If you're looking at some, say a dollar or two for every 1,000 odd views which you're getting, give and take of numerous other factors. Sometimes you can get maybe just a few views and still manage to make, because see, honestly, there are many factors: what the advertiser's budget is, which market you're getting views from, who's watching, how many people are actually clicking, because sometimes it is a combination of the number of impressions, as especially when you have the onlay ads, where the ads which are like already imprinted, like right at the bottom of the video, on the side of the video, versus what you have, what are called as in-stream ads, the ads which say appear right at the beginning of the video, which you have the option to skip. And if you skip, you actually, the publisher actually doesn't get anything. At least what YouTube's criteria is that at least 30 seconds of that video has that advertisement video is actually played out, then the advertiser will actually be charged for it. Now when I compare with, say, traditional media, what I find is that, say in India, at least the least possible advertising rate on any of the, on the probably the least popular television channel must be at least, I would presume, not less than $100, which is about 5,500 rupees, Indian rupees, for just 10 seconds. I'm just saying, a 10-second spot on some of the least popular Indian television channels is likely to command at least that much, which is $100. Now, if I compare that with what I see on the internet, I think, on YouTube, still the rates are so low, dramatically low. If, because $1 is essentially, 1/100th of that, so I'm getting, for that, I need to work 1,000 times more, I need to get that many more impressions, I need to get that many more clicks on my advertisements, I need to get that much more, those, say if it's only the in-stream ads, I need to ensure that there are at least that many more people who are actually watching, to get nowhere close to that rate. I personally feel that, say, at least every in-stream advertisement which is actually seen by any viewer on a monetized video should generate at least $1. At least that way one can work more and more towards monetizing videos and towards creating great content. And say for example, you've got, say, a video with 1 million views. Now 1/100th of that is what, $1,000, right? With 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. Oh, okay, so we're looking at like $10,000. Yeah, so I mean, whichever way, what I feel is that if it is a video with say 1 million views, depending of course on various other factors also, where from those views are coming in, etc, etc, but you know dep- I think it should be able to generate a sizable sum, if you garner that many views. And likewise, if people are generating, say, lesser views, and now with monetization being available on many more YouTube channels than what we've seen in the past, I really feel that if we can ensure that at least a certain minimum, because I feel that now probably going forward, the payout on a lot of the YouTube videos, and payout to publishers will actually probably reduce, because the overall advertising pie is not actually growing as much as say the number of publishers who are creating content. I think as of now, at the moment, it is publishers who are chasing, advertising, because they are all, creating a lot of engaging content. Okay, some of it is trashy, maybe a lot of it is not so good, but nonetheless, everybody's creating a lot of content with the hope that, that'll get monetized and they'll be able to earn out of it. But I personally feel that, as of, at least as of now, the rates, advertising rates remain low. And apart from Google and YouTube, the kind of initiatives that they can take to bring on board, more advertisers, I think it is the advertisers also who need to think about the fact that any day, an advertisement on YouTube is probably, much more engaging. And that's where I feel advertisers, come on, I mean, increase your budgets, try and make it such that for every impression, you actually, the publisher can actually benefit more. Of course, as I've understood, even if a publisher, say, which has outlaid maybe $100,000 for a particular campaign, doubles that to 200,000 or 500,000 US dollars, it's not necessary that each, that the concerned publishers will, get more money, because what happens is when the advertisers increase their budget, it's only the spread which increases. So per view, ultimately, they say the distribution, the amount distributed to the concerned publisher might still remain somewhat low. It is just that, the overall spread, there'll be more number of videos or more content over which that particular advertisements will actually be displayed. So I'll sum up essentially by saying that, number one, advertisements and advertising on YouTube is definitely more engaging than traditional media. I see advertisements in newspapers, like in right here in India, we have the Times of India, which is the number one English language newspaper in India. It's in fact said to be the world's largest English language daily newspaper in terms of circulation numbers. So I've seen rates over there, they are phenomenal, and they're extremely high. Sometimes you can have like a full page, the front page, if it's like the full page, that'll command anywhere between, I would presume, like, anywhere between 10,000 to 20,000 US dollars just for that one ad. And newspaper is something which is so disposable. You read it today and you practically have, no value for it tomorrow. So on YouTube, that same video can be viewed over and over and over again. That's where I feel advertisements and advertising on YouTube carries more value. On TV, invariably, there are so many different channels, and in India, I'm telling you that $100 figure which I quoted is the least, the most basic is that's the figure. I've seen 10-second spots on some of the most popular programs and some of the most popular channels, which can go for even, say, $20,000, the equivalent in Indian rupees. So I'm talking about, like, 10 lakh Indian rupees, more than 10 lakh Indian rupees, 15 lakh, some, I'm talking about extremely high, sums of money which are being quoted for just a 10-second advertisements. So I urge the advertisers also, look more and more at YouTube. The more of you come on board, and the overall spread of videos remain somewhat the same, which is of course not going to happen. There's so much content out there which is only going to go on increasing further. There's going to be a lot more content which we're going to see there. So that being the case, I hope that more and more advertisers look at YouTube, and Google and YouTube in turn, they also manage to promote YouTube as a wonderful platform for advertisers. Together, I think that is when publishers will be able to reap the rewards of being on YouTube, making content for YouTube that much more. Cheers.